Hello everyone, we are here, we are live, we are ready to go, and we are picking up right where we left off last stream. Just to kind of remind people, because the last stream kind of ended up in a good third of it was just dealing with bugs and trying to have it not result in Kerbals getting killed and all that kind of stuff. But if you take a look here, I have my two Puff 2s here. SN1 and SN2, I honestly don't know which one's which because they have been, because they're identical. So I don't know which one's which. And they are docked normally. That docking bug has been patched. It was actually, when 12.2 came out, it broke something in Restock. Restock, very quickly in my opinion, the Restock team put out a patch to fix that, and now everything is docked here normally. I guess I'm not sure if I would call this still SN2, because you might recall at the very end of last stream I was convinced that the problem was actually in the vehicle. It wasn't, but I was convinced it was, and I deorbited the thing, and so I brought up a third one, but then there was also some sort of reverting back to old saves going on, so I don't know if you would call this still SN2 or SN3, or maybe this is just some sort of parallel continuous universe, and this is, you know, the SN2B, like Peter B. Parker. I don't know, but whatever. I don't know. We'll stick with SN2. I think I am. But we got that. I just wanted to show that this is all together, all fine. We have 6 Kerbals in here on the station, all safe and sound. Some people might be noticing the little supply box here is in the red and might be thinking that, oh, my life support, I'm really in trouble. No, it's actually only the carbon dioxide that's depleted. I put an empty carbon dioxide container on this thing on the last module I brought up, so this can collect carbon dioxide, and honestly, might have forgotten what I'm doing with said carbon dioxide. What kind of things am I running here? There is, I don't know. I'm not really sure what I'm doing with the carbon dioxide. Maybe it was for the future. But the main thing I want to get accomplished today is some of these folks need to come back down to the surface, but I still do have people coming back on the Nerv 1 right here. Let's get to the info. We have Rob DV, Dan, Michael, Legee, and Javier. There was a couple of people needing rescue. We also visited an asteroid. I know it feels like it was a long time ago, but the way back has been a bit of an adventure. And they are, we can show you where they are. If I do that, there they are there. They are where we left off. They are in a low orbit, and we've been working on setting up a rendezvous with the station. So why don't we jump out to them, get them to the station, do some crew transferring, some resource transferring. We got a crew that is on their way out to Minmus as soon as this ship arrives, which is just to carry them out to Minmus. And we got some people to come down to the surface, but all that's waiting on these fellas here. So let's see, where are we at? Well, I got a maneuver coming up of 20 meters per second, and it is setting up here a rendezvous. Oh, I wonder if I can tweak that a little bit. Let's see if it can be tweakified. The separation here is 2.1 kilometers. Can it be made a little bit better at all? Oh, there it is, 0.8 kilometers. That's better. This is coming up in 19.1 meters per. It's a 19.1 meter per second burn, and it's coming up in just a couple of minutes. So we're almost there. But I'm gonna stop using, because I think this might have been part of the problem. Are these this warp 2 button where it goes at full warp? I think when I'm at full warp, it kind of messes up the alarms that might come up. So what I'm going to be using from now on is these Kerbal Alarm Clock, the mod, to do all my time warping. And I've set it up so that whenever I create a maneuver, it automatically makes an alarm for it, except not this time, because I actually did that update. Here, let's do 2 minutes. Add the alarm. Or maybe it doesn't work that way. Okay, maybe it is there. It's my first time. No future nodes found. What do you mean no future nodes found? What is this? Oh, this node is in the past. How did that? Oh my gosh, am I fiddling about? Okay. Alright, my bad. We're going to have to jump ahead some orbits with this node. I think in my setting up everything else, I think I flew by this node. It is in the past. Let's see if we can just... see. Oh boy. Doing so many other things, I think I literally just missed it. What if we can I get away with doing it like now? Like coming up really quick. Ah, see, now it's creating the alarm for me. Yeah, we know. Oh, go away. Okay, I'm gonna try and see if we can just do this now rather than going ahead a few orbits. So just give me a moment. Thought I had this all set up. Clearly I did not. Let's push it ahead a little bit further. There, it's a little over a minute. Where's our closest approach? There's an 8.7 kilometers there. We're going to make this work. I don't want to wait any longer. There we go. 0.2 kilometer separation there. We're going to do the burn right now. So, opening up. Close that, close that, close that, close that. Open up our KOS terminal. I thought I had everything all set up. And we're going to run our... maneuver executor. Okay. We are off. It's doing it. We can delete this node now. Yes, delete the node. It keeps... okay, stop it. Okay, maybe I need to... let's just put this to the side. It keeps creating a new node for this burn. So maybe I just need to wait for... close the alarm. I'll wait for the burn to be done and then we'll deal with it. Yeah, it was noticed in the chat. Torborn noticed, yeah, you're 2 minutes past the maneuver. I think what it is I set up the maneuver and then I ended up fiddling about with other things. Probably that getting the docking ports working right, and this thing just flew by the maneuver while I was doing all that because I was too dumb to set up an alarm. Okay, where are we at here? We have now, after that burn, a 169 meter per second separation, or meter separation at closest approach. Let's see if we can dial that in a little bit. Oh my goodness, 17 meters, and we're going to be there in 31 minutes. Let's add an alarm for that. I'm going to just get in the habit of using this all the time for my alarms. 3 minutes warning. Okay, view that. We can get rid of this. Let's get over there. Go, go, go. There we go. Everything's good. I've also, I realized as well, I don't know if somebody saw it in the opening scene here, but I did not have Eve environmental visual enhancements installed properly. I had the scatterer mod installed and the sunflare mod installed, but I didn't put in the proper config file for the clouds. So now I got clouds rolling below me, so that's nice. Okay, target, retrograde. We can get rid of this maneuver now. Why did that alarm go off? Still got 5 minutes to go. A little confused. Or why did the time warping stop? Hope there wasn't... I don't know. I missed that. Hopefully it's nothing serious. Oh, a battery alert. Whatever. Whatever. Okay, now we're coming up to it. Okay, and yeah, I think we can just get in closer. Our relative speed is 84 meters per second. We still have 843 meters per second left in the vessel. Yeah, I always get these low battery warnings because of satellites that I put in orbit around other bodies to collect science, most of which actually have done their jobs and don't have anything else left to do. And I always work out how much battery power they need to survive the night. And frankly, I think I work it out pretty well. But then I get an alarm when it gets down to about 10 or 15% of the battery remaining. So I get this alarm, their batteries are low. And then right after that, I get the alarm that, oh, they're fine because they just came out into the sun because I worked it out right. All right, we're about a minute away. Let's get in a little closer. Gee, maybe I should start bleeding off some speed right now. I think would probably be a good idea. We are coming in pretty quick. Sort of keeping this time to our target about the same. Is it 48 seconds? That looks good. But while we're doing that, we're also reducing our speed. Because we're also... No, we should go this way a little bit. Notice keeping the time nice and close. Oh, we're getting some rendering happening. Pause in the game. Now we're back. "15%, says John. And I should have, with the life support mishap that happened at the end of the last stream, I should have gotten a warning when their resources were down to 15% as well, their life support resources. But I think what happened is I was time warping so quickly that by the time it stopped, it actually blew, depleted all their resources. So that's why I'm going to stop using these stock time warps, because they're just really aggressive. Start to see the station there. Again, slowing down a little bit. Hopefully, still should have 11 ignitions left on this nuclear engine. We'll definitely service it before we start heading out towards Minmus. It is getting a little tight with the various docking berths on the station. I created a docking node some time ago, but all of the nodes are actually clustered very closely together. I might want to come up with a new docking hub type of situation. Whoa. Okay, this is probably going to be the last burn with the nuclear engine. Get it down. We can just use RCS. Oh, come on, more thrust. I'm a little quick. More thrust. Only 12. There we go. Now I'm starting to push the time back up. Okay. Again, pelting the station with our radioactive exhaust. Okay, cut it. All right. You know what? I'm looking at this docking port right here. I think I'm gonna... Oh no, that's an engine, isn't it? It is. Okay, let's control from here. Flip very quickly back to the station. I guess I'll squeeze into here. So, over here, back to here. Set that as a target. We are needing to go in a direction. I think... Yes. And slow down a little bit. How close are we? I think we're doing okay. Okay. So this should be this way. Nope. This way. Nope. This way. Yes. Actually, I'm going to bring down these oh, no, they shouldn't be in the way. Everything should be okay. They should clear the noses of our two little space planes. Let's back up a bit. I feel like I'm just really close. Let's aim our camera up here so we can get ourselves a good view of all this. I think I'm good now. Yeah. Nope, this way. Nope, this way. I'll roll it a little bit. This is really... Actually, I don't think it's really accomplishing. I was thinking about our one solar panel, but it really doesn't matter. And what I think I shall do too is take this deploy angle, increase it a little bit. If you increase it too much, it actually looks kind of funny. It separates from the pistons and hydraulics that are there. Okay, I think I'm good. We're on a fine approach. Consider putting it in locked view. Maybe. That's not a bad idea. What is locked view again? That's orbital chase locked. Of course, now I've lost my view thing. Aim the camera here. I like having the camera aimed right on the docking port. That's a good idea, putting it in locked view. I'm not sure why I would not have thought of that before. Okay. Do want to make sure these air brakes here don't end up clipping my two little space planes. Time warp a little bit. You can see the target icon here and the little prograde icon right beside it. Actually, I'm going to back up again just a little because I'm just a little bit, maybe slow down laterally. Just a little bit concerned with the air brakes clipping the planes here. I think we're going to sneak in here. It's a tight fit. It is a tight fit. Will they hit? Oh, I don't think they'll hit. No, I think I'm concerned for nothing. Let's just start pushing in. And I'm trying to decide if I'm just going really slowly. That's what's going on. My frame rate has dropped a lot, or if I'm just going really slowly, and I think I'm going just really slowly. But that's probably better. Yeah, I think coming up with a better docking situation is not a bad idea. We're almost in there. Almost. There we go. Boink. Oh, come on, do it. That time. You are going to do it, right? There we go. That had me concerned for a little bit. And like always, I forget about toggling off those reaction wheels, which are up here somewhere. Because having reaction wheels that are perpendicular to each other. There we go. Toggle that torque. Okay, so what we want to do, we're going to shut down this engine. And we're going to do some crew transferring. So I wrote down here who needs to go down to the surface. So number 1 is going to be our pilot, Valentina. And we're going to transfer her. I'm picking the one that's closer to the planet. I don't know which one's the first one and which one's the second one. We'll call this one the... And why won't she go over there? There she goes. And number 2 is Bill, who has been up here for a long, long time as well. So, Bill... Now, actually, just hang on. Bill is a level 2 engineer. How about my other engineers? Steven is level 1. I think that might be my only other engineer. Oh, and Michael O. Is Michael O staying with the station? Sorry, I'm losing track of stuff. Yes. Okay, Michael O can do the repair. The reason I was doing that is I want to service the engine, and I was trying to decide whether I need a Bill for that, but I don't. So we're going to get Bill down to the surface. So Bill is going to be the co-pilot. And also going down is Reynard. Who also should be in here somewhere. Transfer crew. Reynard. Reynard is a tourist who wanted to go into orbit and instead ended up spending some time on the station. And we also have Javier, who should be in here. He was recently rescued from orbit about the moon. And we also have needing to go down Legui. Same thing, recently rescued from the moon. Okay, so that takes care of who needs to go down. Let's take a quick look at resources. So I'm just going to close this. Come on. And open up TAC Fuel Balancer. And the main resource here is actually monopropellant, which I believe is just called RCS. Yep. And I got to figure out which is this. So this... Okay, let's look for the Mark II cockpit. There's a Mark II cockpit. I'll figure out which of all of this. So if I highlight that, oh, I think I highlighted the right one. I did. Okay, so this is a Mark II cockpit here. So it looks like this one here, number 9, is... Oh, so we can lose. Let's go out. They're 90% full. You don't need all that. So this should now be empty of monopropellant. Did I do that right? It is full of monopropellant, so I got the wrong... Oh, wait. Sorry. This one. Out. No, I got the wrong one. In. Wrong ship. No, it is. Hang on. Out. It is a... Oh, okay, no. No, that's making sense. Okay, where is the other Mark II cockpit? I'm getting... Oh, I'm on the wrong vessel, all told. Sorry. My mistake here. It is this vessel? Yes, okay. So it's number 7 here that helps you out. Okay. Out and out. There we go. Okay. And this one can go out. And this is a Clampatron. It should have some... Is that this one? Yep. Out. Which is a different vessel number here, I'm noticing. Okay. So we've transferred out as much monopropellant as we can, and we filled up the monopropellants in all the other containers, and we still have quite a lot of monopropellant aboard, enough for us to deorbit. So I think we're good. I think I'm just going to go with that. Let's take a look at life support. Sorry, which vessel was this one again? This was vessel number 6 and 7 on these numbers here. So, oxygen. Oh, this is so. Let's bring in some oxygen, fill this up. Don't want to send them down with no oxygen. Is this filling up the right one again? Yes, see, I can see the oxygen. So we'll put half the oxygen in there. That should be fine. Okay, and food. This was vessel 7, this one here. Oh, we can take out food. Now we got to take it in. Oh my gosh, that goes fast. That's 40.7. That's enough food. And water should be on here somewhere too. It is alphabetical water. Vessel 7. Again, we'll take out, so it's half full of water. Wow, again, that goes really fast. I'm not sure I can... Is there a way to... What's the menu thing here? Okay, one more try to get water in without it going. 71%, that's good. So we got water, we got food, we got that. Anything else I need to worry about in this thing? I don't think so. Oh, yes, one more thing. Doesn't have to do with this, and that is to make sure everybody has themselves a parachute. Because if things go horrific, I want them to have the ability to bail. So we're going to give you a parachute. We're going to give you a parachute. It's funny how these things all get shuffled about. We're going to give... Yeah, there's more parachutes here. We're going to give... Oh, these people have parachutes. Javier and Legui. So I got 4 people coming down. Why do I have 4 people coming down? I should have 5 people coming down. Javier, Legui, I think I'm missing somebody. Valentina, Bill. Where is Reynard? Reynard missed the all boarding call. Did I stick him into the wrong one? That's always possible. No. Could he maybe not be showing up because he's a tourist? Ah! Reynard's aboard here. Sorry, I gotta find Reynard. There's Reynard there. He sure looks like he's aboard, but he's just not on the list. Oh, there he is. I'm sorry. He is there. My mistake. Let's give Reynard a parachute. Just didn't have any inventory items. I could also take away their EVA packs because they serve no purpose. But to be honest, they did that last time, and I think they're starting to collect EVA packs. So I'm gonna take that away. Okay, let's undock. Click on the right one. Undock. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. This way. Push the right buttons always helps. And there we go. We got everybody here. So Valentina, Bill, Reynard, Javier, and Legui all need to go down to the surface. Check to make sure that the reaction wheels are going. Looks like they are. Well, we can find out pretty quick. Just take off the RCS and see if you can... Yeah, they are. I never turned them off. Okay. Close this. Actually, I should have done that with an action group. They should also, I want those blinky lights to go off. They aren't going off. Okay, whatever. All right, let's get us down to the surface. I can tell the frame rates is not being my friend. Let's see. KSC. Oh, we just passed over the KSC. Oh, it's going to be a night landing. I hope people do not mind. Time warp over here to the day side. Okay, we're losing electric charge, so just give me... He's obviously not rotating the right way. Get those solar panels exposed. That should do it. Okay. All right, so we need to get these folks down to the surface, and then we'll come back to the station. We'll stock up our Nerv 1, and we're heading to Minmus. Always like to start my burn right here, so I'm lined up with the Boomerang launch site. Activate our engines here. And I think we're going to miss the station. I should have checked that ahead of time, but it's looking okay. Still think I have it on lock. There we go. That's better. Okay. All right, and we're going to open up trajectories. We're going to use trajectories to help us come on in. So we're going to come in prograde. We're going to come in about 45 degrees at the start and then go down to about 20 degrees. Like so. We're going to target the KSC. And we're going to show our trajectory. Okay, put this back on target. We're going to keep you tucked up there. All right, let's get there. You see our little green cross on our target. That's where we want to go. And click. Let's go. A little bit coming short, but that's okay because we can adjust all that as we come in. So get one last blast of solar exposure. All right, let's get down there. Now I have descended this in simulation mode using the KRASH simulator, but I have yet to do this without that. So this is really the first descent of this thing with a full crew of 5 Kerbals aboard. So let's hope everything goes well. All right, so we're gonna put it onto the little, see the little green square there? That's trajectories putting that there. That is our flight profile, though we'll be adjusting this so that we can close in on our target. All right, almost ready to hit the atmosphere. And then we're good. I'm just going to do one last look. Got tons of electric charge, so that's going to be fine. We are on our way down. Here we go. Okay, let's time warp a bit till things get a little bit, air gets a little thicker. So far, everybody seems to be greatly enjoying this ride. They are pumped. Even our tourist is having a ball. I don't know what's been passed around for cocktails on this ship, but I want some. All right, here we go. Let's see here. It says here that I am undershooting a little bit, which honestly I don't really mind. I am coming a little bit to the south, so I think if I turn it this way, yeah, that's bringing this way. So I'm aiming a little bit towards the south. I need to come a little south. That's what this is telling me. And to be honest, I'm coming a little bit. The station or the runway, the KSC, is... No, I've got to stall this a little bit. There we go. I want this to be a little bit short. That's intentional because I find it easier to glide onto the runway. All right, we're starting to get some nice heating. And do I have my... Yes, I do have my time warp all off. Okay, here we go. So I'm just adjusting pitch to keep this number relatively constant. The far distance we are east. And I'm a little bit off of my trajectory here, so I can keep pulling this a little bit more towards the south. But to be honest, I think I'm going to come back now. And come more or less onto. I think I'm pretty happy with our descent profile right now. As long as things don't get too hot. These heat gauges are the solar panels on the top that are very fragile. If they blow up, but hopefully they won't. Stalling it a little bit more. Trying to keep this 4 claw, well, maybe a little bit down. Let's get a little bit closer to the KSC. This is the right continent, the mountains there. You can probably see the lights of the KSC just beginning to appear. Put that on terrain while I'm thinking about it. But honestly, I think this is looking all right. My solar panels are starting to cool off. It means the worst of this is likely over. Then we got to put ourselves into glider mode. Oh, now one thing I wanted to do, take this RCS and just balance all this stuff. So now my monopropellant is balanced across all the tanks, and I can adjust that in flight. If I need to move the center of mass forward or back, I can do that because I have 3 different monopropellant containers. Let's take all these balances off. Okay, we are stalling. Let's... There we go. I wasn't on the menu there for a little bit. And I wasn't paying attention to... I think this is still pretty good. Start pitching downwards here a little bit. I'm kind of liking this. We're very high. I think I can turn off trajectories. I don't think that's doing anything for me right now. We're going to do the rest of this ball. Yeah. Okay, let's... Oh, I keep clicking on this window and then I lose control of the craft. Let's point downwards. Let's get down. Let's get down there. We got a lot of altitude. And actually, I rather do like my approach. But I need my air to be a little bit thicker, so I have actually some glide ability here. I hope people can see this all right in the night. I get some comments sometimes about all the blinky lights on these things, but I kind of like the blinky lights when I end up in the dark. I hope you do too. Okay, coming down here. Still supersonic, but we can deal with that as we get closer. Now, how's my balance? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Off RCS. It is pretty nicely balanced. I can probably put a little bit more at the front. Wow. Okay. Pay attention. I don't think I need this anymore. It's time. Pay attention time. Pay attention time. Things are getting serious. Things are getting serious. And I'm sorry, I am going to do a quick save. Because I think landing planes in general is one of the... And I'm going to give myself permission to revert. Hopefully I won't have to. But, because I actually really do like our approach here. Need to keep that speed up. You don't want to lose speed here. Because it's the speed that gives you lift. And so I'm keeping that speed up. We'll flare up as we get close to the end here. And no, I won't forget to put down my landing gear. Now might be a good time. It's not a bad glider, but I feel like I'm coming. I just need to. I think I'm okay. Could have come down a little bit more steeply, kept my speed up, but I think I'm all right. Oh, people look a little more concerned now, except for Valentina. Valentina's like, I got this. Don't worry. Everybody, calm down. Okay, get down, get down, get down. Boop. Piece of cake. A little bit wobbly on the suspension. Steer a little bit this way. Stay on the runway, and there we go! Our first space plane landing. Well done, everybody! All right. Let's recover our vehicle. And that should finish off some contracts. Oh, I could have used the Separatrons as retro rockets, says Felix. You're 100% right. Trying to remember to do that next time, Felix. There are Separatrons that are part of the launch escape system. And I should have used those. Okay, we got... Let's see here. I see contract completes. That's for Legui. That's for Javier. That's for our tourist contract. But I thought there should be one more here. If I go to... I'm losing track. This one? This 90 days in space. I got to recover... Yeah, this is what had me worried. Pete Kerman and Joe O. Kerman came down a long time ago. I think I'm just going to give myself that one. I'll deal with it later. I'm going to just give myself that one. I got them all in space for that amount of time. Okay, let's get back to our station. Let's get back to our station. I don't care what the lawyers say. I'm going to give myself that contract. Felix is asking, with my launch script, what happens if I go from another launch site? Nothing. There's no. It'll do exactly the same profile if I launch from a different launch site. What it does is irrelevant, except for the fact it won't be able to. The inclination calculation that it does assumes that you're launching from an equatorial launch site. So if you launch from another launch site and you say, I would like to go into a 20 degree inclination, it won't do that. It won't be able to work that out right. And in fact, if you launch from a launch site that's at a latitude higher than the inclination you want, it's not possible to get to that inclination. Okay, let's see. We got to do some more crew transferring. So in here we're going to transfer Rob DV. We got a lot of crew to move about. We're gonna transfer whoever that was. I'm gonna take everybody out of here. Okay, and we're going to anybody in this capsule. Michael's in this capsule. Okay. All right. So I think this is now empty. So going to Minmus, we have Jebediah. Jebediah, where are you? Jebediah is going to be our pilot. Haven't done enough stuff with Jebediah lately. And we are also, hopefully I didn't mess this up, going to Minmus. We have John as our scientist, and we have Steven. Let's get Steven first. Steven's in here. Transfer crew. Steven's going to be our engineer. Into here goes Steven. And then we'll put our I'm going to put two scientists because I do have a lab module there. So we're going to send Dan as one of our scientists. I believe Dan's a scientist. And we're going to send John, who is also somewhere. John's right here. Transfer crew. And that's going to leave aboard the station, by my calculations, Rob, DV, and Michael O, who are a pilot and an engineer, and they're going to man the station while these other people are gone. Now, while I'm doing that, I'm going to want to service this engine. I'm going to do that right now while I'm thinking about it, and we're going to get Michael to do that. So Michael's going to transfer over to our little airlock here. It's our Mark 1 landing can. We're going to turn off. We're going to turn off, somewhere is pressure control. Yeah, there should be a pressure control option that I am not seeing. Yes, it's down here. Turn off pressure control so it won't repressurize, and then we're going to EVA Michael here. Okay. Michael, an engineer? Yep. Michael's going to go up and service this engine. Make sure it's up for the mission. I always get the question, like, how long can you keep these engines going? And the answer is, I really don't know. Okay, inspect the engine. Better get the duct tape ready, service the engine. Someone forgot a toothpick in here, and then we can inspect it again, and this will last for ages. I think now it should be good. Okay. Michael can get back inside. I can thrust her the right direction. There we go. And board. Okay. We'll turn the pressure control back on and transfer Michael back to the main habitation here, where she can hang out with Rob. Okay, next step in all this again is resources. So, TAC fuel balancer, opening this up. It's always a bit tedious, but I think this helps a lot. Main thing is going to be life support, of course, and liquid fuel, which I believe is just called liquid. Yes. And I can see by all these Mark 0 fuselages, which are all these little tanks here, this is where it needs to go. So we're going to go in. Come on, in. We're filling these all right up. There should be a lot of fuel on the station with this fuel module. You should be able to... There we go. Oh, no, not quite. The Mark 01 is still filling. Almost there. There still should be lots of fuel here. Oh, yeah. We're going to be able to fuel this up a bunch of times. Okay, liquid fuel's all done. Monopropellant. I think it's probably full of monopropellant because I recall everything was full of monopropellant when I left this. It's this RCS fuel. That's what it's called. I've forgotten which... Ah, shoot. This was vessel number 7. So RCS vessel 7. 100 is all the way down, so that's good. We definitely need to think about things like oxygen. Vessel 7 down here. So in, and in. Fill up their oxygen tanks. Okay. And what's still going here? Almost. They're all in the 90s. Just about there. Oxidizer, don't have to worry about. With the nuclear engine, we don't use oxidizer. Okay, it's all hundreds there. Nitrogen. Again, vessel 7, in. Nitrogen is used to repressurize the cabin. Here we can do some time warping and speed this up. Oh, I'm not. There we go. Now we can do some time warping. Nitrogen. Hydrogen's not part of the game. Food sure is. In. Speaking of life support, I actually am not really aware. Oh, they're already at 100%. I'm not really aware of what the life support situation is at Minmus Station, where these folks are going. But there's a lot of resources just in this thing alone. But should think maybe about having to... water. That's something. I should probably think about... I can get this out. Restocking the life support. Okay, 7. So this is water, water, water. That's it. 3 water tanks. That's already done. Let's do a quick looky-loo over the rest of this, but I think I'm closing in on what they need. Carbon dioxide. I think I'm going to call it. Okay. So that should, these folks here should be ready to go. All right, so again, we're going to undock. And we'll do a quick look over and make sure everything is fine, because the last thing I want to do is, you know, head these folks off to Minmus. We're backing away from the station. There we go. And we're going to toggle on the reaction wheels again, which are right here. Yep. And looking at resources here, everything is pretty much filled up. They got a little bit of wastewater with them. I guess I could have pumped that out, but that really doesn't matter. Everything else doesn't really matter. Oh, I should have checked. How are they for... Okay, so we're down a parachute. I should have checked this before we left. And, okay, we're down 1 parachute. You know what? Let's get a parachute. I was about to say, oh, the odds of us needing that parachute, but that's when... Oh, Jeb doesn't have his parachute. Jeb would have to go down with the ship. Okay, that's... You know what? We're gonna not... Jeb's gonna go back and get his parachute, but we're gonna do that via EVA. So, again, we're gonna turn the pressure control off. EVA Jebediah. There might be parachutes on Minmus Station. I got a feeling that I took them off and left them there, but we'll just... I think Deb can... we're stealing your parachute here, Rob. We'll sort it all out when we get back. I have me a feeling there's a bunch of parachutes on Minmus Station. But better safe than sorry. Alright, and turn the pressure control back on. Always have trouble finding it. There it is. And we'll run our alignment script to line up the solar panels. But otherwise, we should be on our way to Minmus. So let's start plotting our course to Minmus. So Minmus here is going to be our target. Now, something I've made very little use of. It always takes me months to get to a point when the game introduces a new feature before I'm really starting to use it. But there is a maneuver tool. I should be able to just select Minmus. And I should be able to say, hey, go ahead and create a node for me. And there it is. There's its node that it's created for me. An 896 meter per second burn. It looks like it's going out past Minmus. When is this going to happen? Start the burn in 35 days. No, we're not going to do that. So it is actually waiting. The game is waiting until Minmus ends up crossing Kerbin's equatorial plane for it to do the burn. We're not going to wait that long. So I'm not waiting 35 days for you, Minmus. I suspect you're probably right that that's going to be the more efficient way to go. I don't care. I don't want to wait that long. So we're going to burn right now. Well, not now, but on this orbit. Let's get this out there. Oh, this is still going to work fine. I don't see what the... Oh, wait. What's... Oh, no, we're hit... What is this? Curb and escape. Okay. Are we... I'm a little confused what's happening there. You adjust the timing a little bit? Dial it back a bit. Okay, I just overcooked it. Silly. Alright, so we're going to come... Oh, is it not going to let me... Here, let's put in the... No, I think I need to come a little bit this way. A little bit backwards, yeah. It's always about 1/6 of an orbit. But I'm going to have to put in a bit of a normal correction here, but that's okay. This is just a temporary one just to make sure we do have our encounter. There we go, now I can see it. Okay, let's focus this view on Minmus. And if we have to do an mid-course correction, I'm perfectly comfortable with that. And let's adjust the timing here a little bit. Oh, that's a miss. All right, we'll just bring this in here. Let's see. Now there is a space station in polar orbit about Minmus, so we're going to need to make a little bit of a correction, especially when I start pushing the wrong buttons here. You know, I don't know why I'm getting super... It looks like we're coming in at a nice time. We won't have to make too much of a plane change to get into our station. But, okay, that's going to be a good enough burn for now. We're going to end up having to do this second correction here anyway. So, I will leave that there. That's okay. Let's get this going. So, let's see. The burn's coming up in 7 minutes. Activate the engine. Full... Oh, turn the throttle limiter right up, because it's going to be a long enough burn as it is. Program off. Okay. Let's get ourselves a little bit closer. Sorry, the burn's in 17 minutes. And I'm just doing this by hand because I want to make sure that the station's not going to be in our way once we execute this burn. So I'm going to wait till we're about 5 minutes ahead of the burn. The station looks like it's going to want to... Yeah, I don't like the way this is working. So the station might end up being close to our path. So what I'm going to do, we're about 6 minutes from the burn. I'm just going to put myself onto the maneuver node. Actually, I don't need to get it right on the maneuver node, but actually you might as well. No. Changing my mind. I'm going to point... So I want to end up getting past the station here before we start executing the burn. So I'm going to point kind of in this direction. There we go. Turn on RCS. Just do this. Give us a little bit of... Whoa, where are you going? A little bit of forward momentum so we can get past the station here. So the last thing you want to do is engage that engine and, you know, crash right into the station. That would be bad. Okay, let's time warp a little bit, but now we're moving past the station. Yep, things are looking good there. Turn on my alarm clock. Oh, see, it's gave me automatically a maneuver node. So it's always going to stop me. This is going to stop me from doing all these silly over time warps that I have a tendency to do. Thank you. Okay. Here. We'll run our maneuver executor. So it's going to be a 3 minute and 16 second burn because when this thing's completely fueled up, it's a lot of mass. We're getting ready to go though. We'll get a little closer. Say goodbye to the station. Finally get ourselves to Minmus. And really start getting us some science because at Minmus Station there is a lander, there's plenty of fuel, we can get down to the surface repeatedly. We also have a lab on Minmus Station, so the samples that we collect from Minmus Station we should be able to process in the lab, which means we don't have to bring them back to Kerbin and be able to transmit that science. Okay, we are off. Excellent. And we'll do a little bit of physics time warping here because this is not going to be a short burn. You might be noticing here an alarm for the OKTO 2-2. That is a magnetometer satellite that is measuring the Kerbin's magnetic field. And to give you, I can show you here, if I look at my magnetometer reports. Oh, oh wait, it is only showing what's on this vessel, right? No? There we go. Magnetometer reports. There we are. If I look at Kerbin and look at Space High, I just have to, I'm almost done the global one to do a magnetometer report outside of all the magnetic fields in Space High above Kerbin, and this satellite is on its way out to its apoapsis where I'm going to circularize it outside of all of the magnetic fields. And then it also has to wait around for a solar storm to happen to finish this stuff off. It also, there's one for a solar storm in low space, but I can't get back to low space, so that's going to have to be for another day. Brian asked, do Kerbals age and die? No, they do not. They die, but not by old age. Okay, take the time warp off. Closing in towards the end here. Now that the station is no longer being rendered, this is running a lot quicker. It's the problem with building big stations, at least for me. Okay, here comes our burn, and it's missing. It's coming south of Minmus because of the inclination difference. Burn is complete. Okay, well, I don't know. Whatever. I'll fix the rest of this with, I'm fine with that. Let's see here. We got a maneuver coming up here, and I can see it is not hitting. Oh, yeah, I can tell. Okay, we got to give a little bit more thrust here. I can see that. Let's push that apoapsis out a little bit further. There. Okay. Okay, now let's adjust this guy a little bit. Now, what do I have? Oh yeah, I must have positive normal. So let's play around with what gets the most bang for our buck in terms of the timing. It's probably not too much of a difference. No. It's already pretty close to the right spot. Okay, we're gonna missing Minmus by a little bit, so we're gonna use a little bit of radial, I think would be the best plan. Yeah, bring it this way. Zoom in on Minmus again. Our target here is the station. And so the station's coming around here in a clockwise direction, so we need to make sure that we come along and match its direction, which means we want to come to the south of Minmus. So that means a little bit more this way. Oh, that was a lot more that way. Let's come back. A little bit more this way. Beautiful. Just like that. And what altitude's this thing at? I can't remember. Let's set it as a target. Can I do that? Is it going to let me? You're not going to let me area. Go back to target selection. Stations. Minmus Station. There we go. It's at about 32 kilometer orbit. So I want this to be about 32 kilometers. There we go. All right, let's keep playing with this. A little bit more that way. Yep. A little bit more this way. Oh, very, very close already. I don't know if I'll be able to burn it as precisely as this anyway. A little bit more this way, but we can make a correction once we're in Minmus's SOI. And what is our inclination difference? Not much. Can't see the number there. 8.5 degree inclination difference. It's like I planned it out, but I certainly did not. Okay, that burn is coming up in a day and 2 hours, and you can see we've already got our maneuver set up for it. Let's align up our solar panels, and then we're going to hop out to the OKTO 2, and then we'll come back to these ones. This one. It's just reorienting itself for solar panel exposure. Maximize it. We're not going to be out from Minmus for a little bit, but that's okay. What do we got here? Oh, we're being exposed to extreme radiation because we're into the lower radiation belt. But you can see here, the radiation inside the habitat is not too bad. 1/10 of what it is on the outside. Okay, that's all set. All right, let's jump to the OKTO 2. And by the way, thank you to everybody who was telling me to get into the settings on Alarm Clock and put in these auto alarms. More than once people were saying that to me. I never did dig into the settings here, but just to show people, for people that might be interested, there is a ton of configurability in here. And the one that I've been playing is these are here where you can set, like, do automatic alarms for maneuver nodes and sphere of influences changes and stuff like that. That is super duper handy. But anyway, we are gonna get to our apoapsis in 4 hours and 22 minutes. So let's get out there. And just to show you the radiation belts, maybe I should show you this. This is the Kerbin's magnetosphere. So our goal is to get out of the magnetosphere. You can see we're on our way there. And you know, I'm just gonna burn. We've done all the science we can inside the magnetic sphere. You can see it's impossible actually. Well, it's not impossible. I can get my periapsis way out here, I suppose. But that's not particularly important. All I want to do is get as much of this orbit outside of the magnetosphere as I can. And kind of call it. So, okay, let's close the alarm here. Actually, we don't need this no more. How far are we from? Let's get a little closer to apoapsis. Got our time to apoapsis here, 2 minutes. Here, let's get a little closer. All I'm going to do is point this prograde and burn. This is going to be its last maneuver. This is the last thing this thing is going to do. And this started, by the way, in low orbit about Kerbin, and it's been making its way outwards for quite some time. It's been doing yeoman work. So all we're doing here is pushing up our periapsis height, now our apoapsis height, that we're past that. And the idea here is just to get as much of this orbit outside. Oh, hopefully we won't get messed up by the moon. Oh, look at this. It can be all outside. There we go. I think by the time we get out to here, it's going to be done anyway. So I don't think this is a particularly... That wasn't necessary, but that's fine. We only got 17 meters per second left. So this is going to be the end of you. But you did good work. Got a little bit more science to collect, and then your job is done. Let's get back to the Nerv. Jump to ship. And I'm really hoping to get, I think we can get a Minmus landing in out of this too. I really think we can do that. I think we got enough time. There's a lander there just waiting for us. Okay. Again, I'm gonna do a times before I do a bunch of time. I'm gonna do a quick save. And we are leaving Kerbin. We're already, you can see, a nice healthy distance away from Kerbin. Our observations is detecting a coronal mass ejection happening towards the Kerbin system coming our way. There we are. It's going to last for 3 hours and 12 minutes, but these folks should be fine. This craft is well shielded. Actually, that'll be some nice science. Oh, Javier's shipwreck is out of battery. Oh, there we go. Magnetometer reports space high Kerbin global. That satellite has now done its job. It's done. There was one there saying that Javier's wreck has run out of electricity. I should delete those. Those were the crafts that we rescued our Kerbals from the moon. Looking at the moon, there's the moon way back there. All right, we're coming up to our burn. Close that off. I keep deleting the node, and then it just makes another one. So I'll delete it when we're done. I think there's something in the settings to get it not to do that. Okay, we're about a minute from the burn. Open up KOS. And run our maneuver executor. There it goes. So this is about a 7-second burn, 35 meters per second, and this is all because we are just, you know, we left from an equatorial orbit about Kerbin. Normally, I think every other time I've ever gone to Minmus, I've done it with a vehicle that I've just launched from the surface. And, let's turn that off. And I've always launched into an orbit, a parking orbit that was in the same plane as Minmus's orbit, so I've never had to do this correction, or at least not as big a correction as this. Though, I mean, 35 meters per second is hardly big. But, you know, that's what it is. I put the station about Kerbin in an equatorial orbit, so that means it's not in the same plane as Minmus. I could have put it in an orbit that was in the same plane as Minmus, but then, of course, then it wouldn't be in the same plane as the moon, so what you gonna do? Okay, here we go. Let's view this from Minmus's perspective. You know, let me take a look here. You're going to be this way, aren't you? I don't want to warp there. I just want to zoom in on you. Arr. What? Nope. I can't tell how close my trajectory is because it won't let me select Minmus as... Okay, we're going to do it this way. Da-na-na-na-na. Minmus, okay. How close did we get? Oh, heck. Oh, wow, I can't complain about that for an automated burn. We'll just fix this when we get into Minmus's SOI. It's already set up the maneuver for Minmus's SOI. We'll get ourselves out there. 8 days away, but we got nothing else happening, so we can just zoom on out. Felix is talking about his first in the chat. That still remembers getting to the moon and landing for the first time, and I do too. It was in the, it is a great feeling. And I did it in the demo. I don't even know if that demo even exists anymore. I suspect that it does not. Start time warping. But way back there used to be a demo for KSP. There we go. And, come on, more time warping. Way back there used to be a demo for KSP, and my first exposure to it. Oh, a gravity scan from the lesser flats. Awesome. And again, electric charge is out somewhere. I don't care. There we go. Where is Minmus? Should be coming for us. And yeah, my first exposure was the demo. Here comes Minmus. Whoa. Oh, more. Gosh. Okay. I keep flitting with the time warp and stopping my sentences. So this time I'm not going to stop my sentence and say, my first exposure was the demo. And I love the demo so much, I knew immediately I had to buy this game. But I was obsessed with landing on the moon. The demo had limited parts. And I was upset. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, this alarm lied to me. Oh, no. Okay, okay, okay. Still can't trust stuff. All right, all right. We can make this. We can make this work. It's all right. It's all good. It's all good. Okay, we need to burn radially outwards here. We're clearly already in the moon's SOI. I don't know what this is thinking. Oh, of our exit here. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. See, that's what happens when I talk and do stuff at the same time. I do silly things like that. Okay. So, I think I should be able to... Let's see if I can do this with just RCS. No, I'm going to need a little bit of a burn. We're just pushing this periapsis down, 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 down. There. And I can see I also need to come normally, anti-normally. Anti-normally. Oh, no, it's not. It's positive normally. And by the way, if you don't know how this all works with the normal, like which way is positive normal and which way is anti-normal, it is your ever popular physics right-hand rule. And with the right-hand rule, actually, I don't think I need to change anything. I think it's fine. Never mind. It's okay. I'm not going to change anything. But I will talk about the right-hand rule. So the right-hand rule says that you hold your right hand, you have your fingers going in the direction in which your craft is going. So in this case, hold your right hand with your fingers going towards the left, and your whole, all your digits splayed out. You'll be forced to turn your thumb towards the screen. So towards the screen is the positive normal vector. So our positive normal vector is going this way. Our anti-normal vector is going that way. That's how that works. Okay. Let's set up our capture and rendezvous. So we're going to add a maneuver right there. All right. And I believe, let's get to this. If we, yeah, you can see again how this, I have to move the maneuver head just like a second or two until they jump. There they go. And now what I can do is play with this burn. Can I do it all the way around one more time? I doubt it, but no, that was just dumb. So we're coming back. So just facilitate a nice rendezvous. Right about, whoa, whoa, whoa. Helps to go the right direction. Use a little bit of mouse scrolling here. There we go, 0.3 kilometer separation. I won't worry about the inclination difference. We'll deal with the inclination difference as we match velocity with the station. That will deal with the inclination at the same time. Minmus is so forgiving as far because its gravitational field is so low that it's not that big a deal. Okay, we got that burn coming up in 10 minutes. We got a maneuver. I got a feeling I blew by and then it made another maneuver for our exit. We're no longer, oh, still thinking that, so, okay, fine. Let's get to that burn. A 31-second burn. Is this still full throttle? Yeah. Change our view to free here. Close that. Run our maneuver executor as we come over the South Pole, and the camera's doing its little flipperoo thingamading. Alarm, not maneuver. Am I mixing up the word alarm and maneuver? Probably. I mix up my words. We've got the camera changing. We got this spinning around. There's a lot of movement on the screen right now. What we want to do is pay attention to our closest approach here. There we go. Okay, 30 seconds to the burn, so we can time warp a little bit closer. All right. And then we can get rid of this exit SOI, maneuver, which is going to disappear anyway. Notice how it's updating the maneuver as we change our trajectory. That's pretty neat. I like that. Updating the alarm. I keep saying maneuver, don't I? Updating the alarm as our trajectory is changing. But as soon as we have a capture, we don't have an exit SOI anymore. Uh-oh. Oh no! What the heck? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh, isn't this a wonderful game? What happened there? We just flat out crashed. So I'm going to re-bring up the game again. And that might be, I was observing that alarm for the SOI change, and I'm wondering if that moment where we no longer had an SOI, if that caused some sort of a bug that just caused the whole game to go kablooey. I got a feeling that's exactly what happened. So you're going to have to give me a minute to kind of boot back up the game. I am very, very sorry. There we go. Yeah, what does the log file say? That would be a good thing to take a look at. But honestly, I kind of just want to get this going back again as quickly as I can. I'll examine that a little later. But I was just watching that alarm for the our exiting the SOI, and I was curious what it was going to do when we no longer were exiting the SOI, and I think I got my answer. I think my answer is it crashes. So the thing, don't do that. Don't do that. But that's got to be a common problem, because it's always going to make that, oh, if you have the auto alarm on, oh, if that was the actual issue, I might want to turn off that auto alarm. Because that's going to happen every single time. And of course, I'm not exactly sure where we're going to be or what the state is going to be upon our return here. But we are going to find out. Just looking at his fingers. His fingers are very elongated. They don't look like that in the game. Okay. Now, I'm looking at the time in the stream, too. I'm not quite sure. I don't think we're going to get to our landing, but I am determined we will get us docked with the station. And then we're going to be doing, I think we should be doing multiple Minmus landings for our next stream. That's what we're going to go for. Okay, Nerv 1. I don't know where you're going to be, but we are going to find out. Oh, we are about to do the burn. Okay, okay, okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Sorry, R. Go away. Sorry, I'm just noticing our burn's coming up right now. So I'm gonna have to do this manually. I don't have time to... Maybe I do. Nah, no, let's just do it manually. SAS on. We are pointing in the right direction at least. We're coming up to our capture burn. That's where it happened. Okay, 1, 2, and go. Okay. Close. Can I delete this? It won't let me delete that. That's really bothering me. It's really bothering me because I don't want this to happen again, obviously. There's Minmus. Of course, that might have nothing to do with why we got the crash. Okay, it just disappeared that time. That's kind of like a nice behavior. I like that. Okay, whoa, whoa, whoa. Slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. Okay. I just got it locked on retrograde now and just burning. I'm watching this closest approach distance. That's really what the deal is. I think I overcooked it just a smidge, so we're going to use some RCS. We can get rid of the maneuver. Yeah. Bring that closest approach. 65 meters. Happy with that. Okay, we didn't... That was nice that we didn't fall back too far. Okay, so it might have been just a coincidence what caused that crash. We'll have to look at a log to find out. I do have a closest approach coming up in 1 hour, and yeah, well, give me a few minutes ahead of that. Okay, so we're going to be seeing our station in 1 hour and 53 minutes, so let's get there. Okay, no harm done. We're good. Oh, something's buzzing by there. Got lots of stuff in orbit. A little faster. Okay, where is our station here? We should be getting pretty close to it. We're only under 3 minutes away. There it is. But our approach velocity is only 29 meters per second, so we are doing fine. Again, we're getting the camera twirl because we're coming over a pole. That's okay. Don't need this no more. Don't need this no more. All right, I don't like this camera twirly thing. And get ourselves quite a lot closer. The velocity difference isn't that much, and we're already down to a 65 meter closest approach. So let's get in within. There we go. Now we're going to get in within the render distance. All right, we're about a minute away. Start shaving off velocity here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I hit Z instead of X to cut the throttle. No real harm done. And got carried away with my time warping again. But there's the station. Come on, come on, come on. So this station still has... Stop. that was a little reckless, but I think we're okay. We got this. Getting a little punchy here. Okay, control from here. Let's dock right here. That one looks tempting. Okay, and we shall move. Are we going anywhere near the right direction? I don't think we are. I think that looks a little more like the right direction. We'll slow ourselves down a little bit. Okay, and we will aim ourselves and line up these docking ports. So you can see they still have the pusher vehicles that took them out here because they still have quite a lot of fuel in them. And I'm using them to refuel our lander, which is just, I don't know, here I can show it to you. There's our little lander there. I've had that lander for a long time. We'll torque this a little bit. It's been honestly a great little lander. I think I've only used it once, so. But it's so small, it can be refueled a ton of times from the fuel that's left over in these things. And it can bring 2 Kerbals down. So what we'll do is Jebediah will go down each time, and we will rotate the scientist through. Or maybe we'll bring an engineer along. I don't know. Why don't we get everybody down there to the surface over multiple landings? I think that's a good idea. There is a probe body on it, so we don't really need to have a pilot. As long as I don't break anything, I don't really need to have an engineer either. Okay, okay, this is under control now. Aim our camera to the front, change this to lock. I'm going to try and remember to do that every time, put the view on lock. I think that's good for docking. There we go. All right, looking good, looking good. Okay, I think we need to come definitely this way, though. There we go. Okay. Eventually we get things pointing in the right direction. And we see we got the lab module. The lab module with Kerbalism works a little bit different in that it doesn't do that extra science you get from stock. You know, with stock you can take science and... sorry, I need to get a little closer. I'm going kind of slow. In the stock game with the lab module, it'll kind of like have an extra kind of science you can collect. This doesn't do that, but what it does allow you to do is to take samples, which in Kerbalism you would normally have to return to Kerbin. You can analyze those on site in the lab module, and then that changes them into transmittable science without you having to bring those samples back to Kerbin, which is going to be great for us right now. So we're just going to go up and down to Minmus. Get ourselves all kinds of science. Really start trying to open up some of the more nodes on that tech tree. Right now we're doing this. And again, should be thinking about reaction wheels when I'm not. I think we got this, right? We got this, we got this. Boink. Boink. Come on, boink. There we go. Aim the camera and turn off those reaction wheels. Toggle that torque. There we go. Okay, so there we are. We are at our station. Honestly, they might have just about as much room in their spaceship here as there is in the station. But how much? This is some. Oh, they have 192 days worth of food. They have perpetual water. I have a water recycler running somewhere. And they have 241 days of oxygen and all the nitrogen they could ever need. So we're going to be able to spend quite a bit of time here collecting all kinds of science, but that is all going to have to be for the next stream. So next stream, we're going to put a couple of Kerbals, get into our little lander, take that down to the surface, and try and do some surfacing, some Minmus surface science-y stuff. But in the meantime, I'm going to thank everybody in the stream. Sorry for the crash. I'm glad we got back and got everything going again quickly, but thank you very much for watching. Thank you everybody that is watching this at a later date, and we'll see you all again on Thursday. Bye everybody.